All right, so I want to jump back to my man Sean's question
Oh, you
before
didn't
we.
forget about Jarrett Hurd.
Absolutely not,
I
not.
was
So we're
going to say
gonna.
Singletary's still here.
No, he definitely. I don't think he would leave us like that. But Sean says, as the fight guys, my hometown guy Jarrett Hurd recently had an unfortunate setback against Julian Williams.
Mhm.
What is next for both men? Well, I know for a fact Julian Williams' next fight is already set up, but they're trying to deal with the VADA testing, and I think that he was getting a little bit of pushback on
Yeah.
that. So that's that. For as far as Jarrett Hurd, I really haven't, no pun intended, heard anything about what is going on with Jarrett Hurd moving forward. Obviously, you have far more ear to the street situations than I do with that. So, have you heard anything about Jarrett Hurd?
No, the only thing I know about Jarrett Hurd, I think he's a great fighter. I think it was an excellent fight.
Mm-hmm.
Props to Julian Williams, watching him come back, get himself back in the mix, win a world title. Excellent performance. I think my only question is if Hurd can continue to make 154. He's
Man,
always just seemed like a big man for 154.
man, bro, he
I mean,
this
look,
guy is a light heavyweight,
there's
man.
no impediments. Yeah,
He's a
there's no impediments. They're both with PBC. The fight's easy to make. I don't really quite understand why there would be an issue with VADA testing. It's such the norm these days, unless you're Dennis Hogan and you fight Munguia in Mexico. But other than
boop,
that,
boop, boop.
it's a norm. So I didn't hear much. I mean, I'm friends with Stephen Edwards on social media, and I haven't seen much about what he had talked.
Stephen Edwards or Stephen? Who you talking about?
Who's the trainer for
Okay,
J-Rock.
okay. I thought I didn't because we were talking about PBC Showtime or whatever. I thought you may have been I thought you might have been thinking Steven Espinoza and said
Oh
Steven.
no! I'm talking about J-Rock's trainer.
Gotcha.
So what I'm saying is I just haven't seen much about. I mean, originally he had posted some stuff and there was some talk about it, but yeah, I hadn't heard much about it. My only question mark would be weight. It would be the only thing. But I can't imagine that. Look, being in the PBC family, being under that umbrella, these guys have an opportunity to come back where they want to come back. So if Jarrett Hurd wanted to come back at middleweight, it wouldn't be long before he'd have opportunity. But the only thing is, what middleweight champions does PBC have right now?
Yeah, it's not looking. I mean, they got Charlo, so
Right.
that's the
So
only one.
right. Okay. So they have Charlo. So that's a great scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much talent there at 154 that
It's bigger money though fighting Charlo. I would think Charlo Hurd. I think, but I think he has to beat Julian Williams though.
Wasn't that the plan?
Well, the plan was to fight The plan was to fight Jermell, not Jermal.
Right. Oh, that's
so
I'm at 154. Never mind.
Right.
And then Charlo lost to Harrison, and then Hurd lost to Williams. So really there wasn't much to do right after that fight. But to answer your question and to answer Sean's question, I haven't even really paid attention to it. I'm sure we can figure out. For some reason, I thought that was there an injury leading up to that too, or am I getting confused with just Harrison?
I think I don't. If there was an injury, I don't think there was. Because what I've been doing, I've been kind of following Julian Williams. And speaking of honest, Julian Williams also has that quality. Dude is really super upfront. He doesn't do fighter speak.
No,
he doesn't do that. He just talks.
Yeah.
So, and he's a very interesting follow on social media. So if you're a boxing fan, I would encourage you to give him a look. Him and Regis Prograis, I find pretty entertaining on social media. But I've been following it kind of through him, and he's an open book.
You brought up an interesting point, and I speak to Margaret Goodman every now and then simply because, all my guys are enrolled in VADA testing, whether it's through the WBC clean boxing program or just have to participate in advance of any championship fights or any eliminators. And so, maybe she's the president of VADA, right? She was a long time the VADA commission doctor. Maybe we should get her on the show one day and just like have people just ask nothing but VADA questions, everything you wanted to know about VADA and drug
That would
testing.
be fantastic.
There's so many questions, and now I'm dealing with UCAD. Interestingly enough, for a new client, I'm not going to mention right now, but who has an issue, and that's a whole other organization, right? That's the UK anti-doping. And look, it's fascinating, right? Because you would just think that every athlete in the sport would be enrolled or would be held accountable in every fight. I don't know, and that's the question I have. I don't know why it's only relevant in world title and eliminator and other regional title sanctioned fights. I mean, shouldn't it just be across the board?
Should be, but I mean, you would think that, but it's not the way that it's shaken out. So, I mean, there's all these different variables that go along with that whole situation, but
But I digress.
right.